Hello, hello. Numa282 here, and welcome to Homestead Arcana. I'm doing a first impressions video. I haven't gotten to do one in a bit, and I honestly like it. I want to do a lot more short form, style videos, some one-offs. That's why I'm doing more ranking lists and stuff like this. I will still be doing my Let's Plays. Right now I'm focusing on Bendy and the Ink Machine and Dead Island 2, but yeah, I just thought this would be a fun one to kind of just do a video on. It looks super cute. It's right up my alley. It's a very cozy game. I don't get to showcase a lot of cozy games on my channel just because that's tends to not be what I lean towards, at least on YouTube. But I do love me a good cozy game. It's probably one of my favorite genres. So let's just dive in. So Homestead Arcana is supposed to be a farming witch simulator game of sorts. Oh, okay. All right. I guess. I'm not loving the character creation. Personally, could have been more for the hair is really what bothered me there. Let's see. Why do I feel like I know Skybound? I mean, that logo looks so familiar. I wonder what else they've done.
The world was not always covered in miasma.
Oh. I'm already gonna love this soundtrack.
As a matter of fact, we used to live all over the surface of the earth, in scattered outposts and bustling cities. Whether it was by divine punishment or by consequence of human greed, we lost all those things, and more. These days, folks live on barren mountaintops, fearing the day the miasma's fog rises high enough to poison what little land stays.
Pour my Gatorade into a different bottle.
Certainly, there were a brave few who tried to stem the tide, but they paid dearly for it, with nothing in return. No.
This is too cozy of music for such a sad story to be told.
Instead, towns like Little Rock endure to thrive as much as they possibly can. With the time they have left, they establish initiatives like the Homestead Arcana program, which places witches of age at lower elevations, so they may cultivate plants for back home.
That's me, I'm gonna be a witch of age.
Land. This means witches settle right next to the border where the miasma lies. Though Little Rock Council cannot officially take action, they strongly advise these witches to avoid the miasma at all costs. For fear of death.
So it won't be like Wildflowers where it's a secret that you're a witch. I wish I would have done a first impressions on Wildflowers. Such a good game. Such a good game. Okay.
This is your stop, ain't it?
Love the shoes.
On you, bud?
Oh, Huckleberry. My talking cat. I'm a lot thinner than I look during the character creation.
Yep. Well, see you later. Son willing, of course.
All right. Let's mosey on down.
See, I feel like this is gonna be a lonely game though. Because I like villagers, I like romance mechanics, I like all of that. Who knows? Who knows? Oh, I have to talk to Huckleberry. Oh, I have to reach the bottom of the hill. Never mind, Huckleberry. Sorry. Alright. Camera's a little wonky-ish. Oh, burp. Okay. I do really love the music. I don't like the graphics. I don't like the art style. It's like cell shaded, but clunky cell shaded, if that makes sense. Like Wind Waker, but they still tried to make it semi-realistic looking, and I don't love it. But that's a small gripe, I suppose.
And there it is, the Dust Eater. That means we've reached our spot. This place has hardly changed. Well, except for all that miasma. Yeah, and Matilda's old homestead is somewhere in that canyon. Of course, it's covered in miasma now.
Anyway, Councilman Narrows has given me the honor of overseeing your initiation rites. Normally, he'd be running it, of course, but I've only been back for a week, you know? I wanted to see for myself how much you've improved since I last saw you.
Okay.
So the first rite is to establish a home. After all, unfortunately, you'll need to start off with a tent. Not the most...
Okay. Alright, so... Cute, I guess.
Yeah, that'll keep the elements out. Don't worry. You'll get the materials to build a proper house now. The second rite...
So Aunt Matilda used to live out here.
You'll need to plant a seedling and then make it grow. We'll start with a Little Rock favorite. Corn.
I do love the name Huckleberry. Not gonna lie, I've been thinking of names for it because I'm getting a cat in the near-ish future. And I was thinking, for a boy, Huckleberry would be kind of cool. And call him Huck. Okay. Right. Okay. Oh, this is my crops. Okay.
All right. Now I want to see you
Cast a watering spell, okay.
That should help it grow. At least a little.
Cute.
Of course, channeling is much more effective. You do know how to channel, right?
Obviously.
Obviously.
Okay. Okay. I don't fully understand it. The ear of corn. That's how.
Beautiful. Of course, you don't want to overdo it and blight the poor thing. All things in moderation.
Blight?
Right?
Okay.
The rite is complete. And now, time for the third. You'll prove yourself as a witch by building a cauldron and then brewing spell potions. Now, I can't just give you a cauldron. That's part of the witching test. But technically, a workbench doesn't have anything to do with being a witch, right?
So this is all a test right now, which is an interesting way to frame a tutorial. I don't dislike it. Okay.
I don't mean to nag.
Oh, damn. I didn't want to, Alright, well, I guess that's what I did. Basic cauldron. Wood, metal cluster, and lavender. Oh.
not sure if... Anyway, the cauldron. You can get...
Was there a spot you wanted me to put it? Because you didn't... Whatever. Okay. Oh.
Very nice. Which brings me to the third right. Potion making. With what you've currently got, you'd only be able to make a Ripple potion. But that's alright. Ripple is plenty useful. Oh, right. You need silver. Before you ask,
Okay. Alright, so I guess we're gonna craft a cauldron. I mean, the cauldron... Is there a place you want me to put it? Because you already hated where I put it. Whatever, it's gonna go right here. Okay. I don't like crafting things that have timers on them. I understand that's more realistic, but this game is not exactly looking like it cares about realism that much, so... That's just me. Spell potions highlight items, creatures, and sight ranges. One of the first spells a young witch will learn, as it's as useful as it is easy to craft.
We're always losing things, right? And Ripple is... Anywho, you've just completed the initiation rites. So you're now... Oh no. But you have to understand the miasma tides are unpredictable. What I'm saying is, I think your prize is in the miasma.
That's not good.
It's not good at all. I was hoping it wasn't going to come to this. Well, not so soon.
Okay, so I'm assuming I'm gonna have to go into the miasma. I did have the other ear of corn. Okay, so I'm supposed to meet him by the border, right? Is that here, maybe? Yes. Ooh. Okay. Thought that was gonna be something fun.
Hey, where are you going?
I thought that's where you wanted me to go.
All right.
Oh.
As soon as you walk through that veil, you're gonna be... That's why it's important that you find the reward as soon as possible. Drinking a Ripple potion will enchant your sight and help you see better. Bright? Okay. Don't stay too long in the...
Alright, so I have this for less than 10 minutes. I already see the crate. Alright. Do I gain my health back, or am I just hurted?
You okay? Are you dizzy? How's your breath? Your blood pressure? Are you sure?
How's your breath?
Maybe
Your
it's
blood
miasma
pressure?
talking. Either way, we need to get you some food. The box had blasting powder, right? You should be able to use it. Over there, we should be able to get you a...
Okay. I'm gonna save my thoughts for the end, but I don't know. Pink rocks in the western field. Is there a map? Okay. That's terrible map. Okay. Are you leading me where I need to go? Yes. Thank God. It's not intuitive, I will say that. No, there's wild plants everywhere. You bet you could even find a bush of metal if you looked hard enough. A bush of metal? Aha! Apples. Alright, it's a little much.
Oh, a crab apple. Give it a bite.
Later. Okay.
Feeling better? You should keep looking around here, by the way.
Lots of wood, metal,
Lots
various
of
herbs
wood.
and
Now,
spices.
I understand that you might want to explore the miasma some more, but there are other things you can be doing. For example, Abraham
So this is
could be
more of
coming
a-
back anytime now, and when he does, he'll have useful things.
I would say this is more of a survival game than a farming game in
I could
general.
put mail. You should always be checking
Why
your
is
mail.
that so
You
red?
know what's gonna be in there.
Is that just because I was leaning on my Yeah, it definitely is. Yes. Numa, this is a reminder that the purpose of the Homestead Arcana program is the delivery of supplemental goods as required by the Little Rock Council. Occasions may arise where a shortage occurs as there is a delicate balance of crops, potions, materials, and other supplies. Under such circumstances, we will pay double for the completion of that job. You're doing Little Rock a great service. Remember where you came from, Homesteader. It's what all this is for. Your mother and father, people who raised you, and your brother Zeb, regarding Huckleberry. So I can just send letters. Oh, there's a parcel bird. Okay. Numa, we're so proud of you. Without folks like you joining the Homestead Arcana program, I'd fear for Little Rock's livelihood. Instead, we managed to not only survive but thrive. Pops, Zeb, and I are all going to miss you, but we know you're doing very important work, and so we will support you as best we can. To start, I've sent over one of your favorites, pumpkin pie. Attached pumpkin pie.
Yep. Always check your mail. And your packages, too. And
Okay.
make sure to take advantage when Abraham's here so you can sell your produce for...
Yes, you already said that.
Look, I know you want to go back into the miasma.
I don't want to go back to the miasma.
Just remember when you're in there that the town still needs you. When you want to go back in there, talk to me. I'll give you a device that'll help you breathe easier.
Okay. Well, let's sleep to the morning. Alright. Does this, like, stay watered, or... Oh, hey, there's a guy.
Morning. Glad to see you're still alive. Hope the mailbird's been working all right for you. Yep. Expect me to come around this time every morning. I only take a small cut, of course. Also, between you and me, your ma asked me to keep an eye. But don't you worry, I won't say a thing if you misbehave. You're not a little kid anymore.
Okay.
Morning.
Shop time. Let's sell to Little Rock.
Keep the change.
All right. I'll buy a torch. Okay. All right, so I guess that's that. We can build the torch here. This is terrible, but I'll put it there for now. All right. I guess we'll go talk to Huck then. Hey kiddo, bit of an oddball, that familiar. I always like the creature real personable, but it's hard to shake the undercurrent of unnatural. Huck took a real liking to Tilly. When she left to go live in the wild, so did he. Keep an eye on him and we'll return the favor. Grandma adores him, misses his help with the flowers. Give him some scratches for us, will you? All right, Huck.
This is a mask for protection. It won't stop the poison from reaching your lungs, but it's not going to make you invincible. And it definitely won't protect you from the wildlife out there. Anyway, if you're insisting on going out...
You're the one who keeps insisting on me going out into the miasma.
Find something useful, I guess. Tilly's old homestead isn't far from here. Maybe you can find...
Okay. Dramatic. So I have about 4 minutes till it, I guess, pops off. Okay. Compost. There's a little freebies. Cute. Oh. Treasures, fruits. Okay, whatever. Okay, some plantable stuff is always cool. Need to find Matilda's homestead. Okay, that's not it. Is this a letter from... Okay. Is this where I need to go? Nope. Alright, I only got 3 minutes left. Gotta find our homestead soon. There's Aunt Matilda's house, I would imagine. It's cute. Up close, the grill seems fairly simple construction. You'd likely need wood, metal, and maybe an onion to season the pot. Top of the grill, you also notice a jar with a note on it. Okay. To whomever has the means to continue my work, I discovered a way to expedite dust eater growth. Combined with the fieldling Gilbert method, there's tangible hope of fighting back the miasma. Take this specialized fertilizer and pour it down the offending miasma scar. Within seconds, a dust eater should bloom and seal the Earth's wound. The world wasn't always like this, we can still heal our land. Okay. No, really built up this jar. You wonder if Huckleberry knows something about it. Okay. Okay, I can't go into the house. Material used for crafting. Okay. Sure. Fence recipe. Oh, God. Sun bless my return from whatever. I'm not dealing with that right now. Cute recipes. Can I have a recipe for your house? Alright, well, I guess... Cotton seedling, okay. Is that what that's the miasma scar, right? So maybe that's where I need to put this, fertilizer or whatever? I wonder if it's gonna... Damn it, it's not gonna let me use it on it, will it? Whatever. Old blanket. Okay. Alright, so I got less than 2 minutes to get out of here. Before I die, or whatever, I guess, is what happens. But of course, why not go and check things out? That Aunt Matilda? Spooky.
You're back. Do you have the grill? Wait, I know what that is. But how has it stayed intact?
Is this compost?
It's more a type of fertilizer. Though I wouldn't pour this on any of your plants if I were you. You might have seen a scar already. There are these huge cavities in the earth
That let out all this miasma, okay.
anatomy journals. Deep inside those scars are dust eaters. Just like so, in theory, you pour this fertilizer into the scar, and the dust. I said, in theory. We didn't know if it was the location, the age of the tree, or what. But it didn't seem to do anything. You're still welcome to try, of course.
You know what? I'm gonna go do it. Fuck it. Oof. Alright. Because if I can clear this area of miasma, I mean, that would make this so much easier. Dealing with it, at least. I'm assuming the scar is the one that I tried to pour it down the first time around. There we go. So it doesn't actually get rid of the miasma. Just gets rid of the thicker miasma. Miasma seems to be slightly less, you're not sure. Perhaps Huckleberry might know more. Sulfur. I was hoping for a little bit more. Did I actually look at the, well? No, whatever. So a dust eater spread from the ground and a wall opened up. Well, that must mean the miasma got a little weaker.
You still have the jar, don't you? I bet you with this level of miasma, I think cotton will be fine. What I'm more worried about is the filter in that mask. So I guess keep an eye out if you...
Okay. Assuming that someone worldly would be the seller dude. Okay, well, I guess we'll check our luck. Jesus. Numa, already a little homesick? I'd miss Little Rock too if I ever left. Pops and I are born and raised, so not much to compare it to, but I know it's a great place to make a life in. I've come to appreciate its history over the years too, oldest town in the region and all. I can tell Pop still wishes he left with Tilly, lead a more adventurous life, but deep down I know he loves it here too. Numa, it's Principal Clerk. I was so proud to hear you were selected for the Homestead Arcana program, always a talented witch. Afraid I have ill tidings. The windstorms have been worsening and the schoolhouse sustained serious damage. We put classes on hold, and if we don't get materials soon, I'm not sure we'll have a place to teach anymore. If you have anything to spare, we could always use the help. Okay. Numa, hope Huck is looking after you alright. Pops could use some of his snuggles right now. Caught a bit of a cold. He probably needs a break from using all of that arcane energy. Zeb's keeping busy with Erica at the village tailors, learning the basics, but he's hungry to design. Cute. Okay. Huh. Just Any miasma bulb. Okay, well, I'll craft a blasting powder. Okay. All right. Well, I think this is probably where I'm gonna call it. So let's save, and now let's chat. Let's chat about Homestead Arcana. Rating Homestead Arcana on a first impressions basis. I'm going to be looking at 5 aspects of the game: visuals, gameplay, accessibility, setting, and story. So first off, let's talk about visuals for Homestead Arcana. It's clunky. And I feel like I'm going to use this word a lot. It's a very clunky experience. So visually, the game wanted to do a cel-shaded look, but still seemed trapped in a faux 3D realm. It looks old. It doesn't look like a game that came out in 2023. Now, whether this is because of the limits of the developer or not, that's neither here nor there. But personally, I feel like it would have done better if they would have leaned more into the cel-shaded art style, because this weird hybrid did not do them any favors. It kind of reminded me of Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword, but worse, less, because Skyward Sword didn't look bad, but it was weird compared, it seemed like a weird cross between Wind Waker and Twilight Princess. This felt like that, but low budget, and I'm sure it was. So no shade to the developers, I just feel like they could have gone a different direction with the art style. Gameplay, so visuals are getting 2 hearts. I will be rating these using hearts because I'm adorable. But it's a system out of 5. So, 5 being the best, 1 being the worst. Gameplay, it's going to be getting 3 hearts from me. Now, gameplay, it's interesting. There are things I don't like about it. I hate the farming system. Absolutely despise it. If it was just on that alone, I'd give it a 1 star or a 1 heart. But it's not. But in terms of the farming system, what I don't like is the excessiveness you have to tend to your plants. I mean, just harvesting from one thing of corn, from one stalk, you have to individually pick both pieces of, both ears of corn, which is ridiculous. The growing mechanic is confusing, and I'm sure with time I would get used to it, but starting off, it's not great. It just seems too in-depth, and one of the biggest draws of farming games, or any game that has a farming system, is usually finding the best crop or getting a good amount of each of the crops for the season and harvesting and farming a large amount. This would be nigh impossible in this game because it would just be too much. It would take up too much time, and it would be it just wouldn't be good. So I'm gonna with that alone, I would only give it 1 heart. However, the exploration mechanic I do think is really nice. Exploring the miasma is interesting. It's a cool idea, and that's probably what will keep me coming back, because I am gonna give this a little bit more of a shot. So balancing out, I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5 hearts because I do think that exploration mechanic is unique. I also think the letter writing mechanic is unique, and I really love that from a role-playing aspect. So 3 out of 5 hearts are the gameplay. Accessibility, it's getting 1 heart. So the issue with my issue I have with the accessibility, I kind of touched on it with the farming. You can't just hop in and play this game with no knowledge of it. This is not an easy game to pick up, even for someone who's seasoned in any kind of crafting or farming game. It feels, here's the word again, clunky. It's not great. I wish it had a better mechanic, or I just wish I had better mechanics overall, but I do think that it's too clunky. And for instance, I have a cousin who's kind of newer to gaming, and she's really enjoying it, but she is newer to it. She couldn't try this game. I don't think she would do well. I think she would fail. And that's kind of how I measure this, is if I handed this to somebody who's newer to gaming or maybe not fully experienced with it, can they play it? No, I think it's too clunky. So accessibility is getting a 1 heart out of 5. Now setting, taking another blow, I'm giving it 1 out of 5 hearts. My issue with the setting is, at least in my opinion, when I play a cozy game or a casual game, the biggest draw to it is its characters and its setting. Here, it is oppressive. You are in a barren wasteland that is toxic around you, and I understand that's part of the story. I get what they're going for here. But with the cozy vibes that the game presents right off the bat, it clashes with the overall oppressive environment. And there's no villagers. You're not in a town or, you know, a village. You interact with people from other places, but it's seldom and far and few between. I mean, even the sales guy's only there in the morning. It's not enough for me to want to keep coming back, because who am I doing this for? Some unseen characters in the distance? I'm just some altruistic hero, and I don't connect with that. I don't like that. It doesn't make me want to. I don't want to send stuff home to help my family, because I don't know my family. They're just characters on a sheet at this point, and it really hurts this game and the setting in general when you don't have characters to interact with or love. Now, maybe as you clear out Miasma, a town is built around you, but I highly doubt it. I didn't see that in any of the previews, and it just doesn't feel like that's what it's going to be. So disappointingly, I will be giving the setting a 1 out of 5 hearts. Now, the story, I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5 hearts. I don't dislike the story. I love anything with witches. We know this. And I think it's really cool. I like the concept. It just doesn't feel like it's in the right game. And it's a lot. I will say, and this kind of touches on accessibility, but for the story, they throw a lot of information at you right off the bat. And it's very exposition heavy, and then as you get into the game, it continues to have these exposition dumps where you're learning, oh, this is what your Aunt Matilda did. It's just a lot all at once, and I think that's what hinders the story. It's why it's not getting a higher rating, is because even though the story's good, it's too much. And it's too much to be thrusted at you right at the beginning of this game. It's almost exhausting at that point. You know, it feels like the dialogue I'm wanting to skip through. I think I did skip through a lot of it because I just didn't care. They didn't create something that made me want to listen. So I think the exposition dump is what really hurts the story of this game. Overall, not great for a first impression score. I'm gonna give it 2 out of 5 hearts. I want to give this game a chance. I'm going to give this game a chance because I do love the idea of more witch-based games and witch-based casual games, but it just doesn't feel like what I wanted it to feel like, and I am sad about that because when I first saw stuff about this game, it looked really cool. This game is on Game Pass for anybody who wants to try it, who has Game Pass. Of course, you can also purchase it, I imagine, on Steam or at least Microsoft on your Xbox. But overall, it leaves me with a total score of 2 out of 5 hearts for a first impression. It's not great. I am willing to give it a shot, but I don't know how soon I'll be diving back in and how long I will be diving back in. But thank you guys so much for watching. Once again, I don't want to give any shade to the developers or anything like that. This is just my personal opinion. If you disagree, let me know. You know, tell me why you love it or why you dislike it more. I'm more than happy to listen and always happy to take that kind of constructive criticism and ideas. But if you enjoyed today's video, please subscribe, like, and or comment. Also feel free to check out my TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram, which are all in the description below. Beneath that, there is a link invite to the Discord channel, so feel free to hop on in, join the 282. Let me know how much you hated my review. But thanks again for watching, everybody, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye! Yeah, I didn't love this. I really wanted to love this too. Thank you.